Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And waiting for a few friends to come on so we can say hello. We appreciate you guys more than you know. And we got a great program coming up. And Michael from Norland's #1. Brahim, #2. Eric, how are you? And Brahim from Portland, Oregon. I hear you had shingles, Brahim. Somebody, I think I saw that. Manette, Laurie, Niagara Falls. Laurie from Alberta. How do you like that, Laurie Dawn? Mary from Norwich. Nick from our staff. And Wendy from Markham. Good morning. And Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Yvonne, how are you? Judy, good morning. Doris, how are you? And Donna from Bell Valley. And Bonnie from Fonthill. Laurie and Ryan from Tampa. Oh, Brahim's in pain. Let's pray for him. Karen, Peterborough. Donna from Park Hill. Fran from Orangeville. Good morning, Kevin. There you are. You don't come up in the top anymore, Kev. I don't know why. April. Marlene. And Etta. Good morning to you. And Fran from Valcarin, Maryland. Kelowna. Barbara from Thetford. And Lorna. Good morning. Julie. How are you? Sandy from Vancouver, Washington. Millica, Stouffville. And Carol Ann, good morning from Newfoundland. Sherry from Mississauga. Rose, Brampton, good morning. Carol, West Virginia. Oh, that wants me, I want to sing so bad. Danny, good morning. Faye, how are you? And Rita from Barrie. Sherry says she's praying for Brahim. Good. Helena, let's support each other, guys. Diane, Thunder Bay. Bonnie, good morning. And Wendy from Wasaga Beach. No swimming this morning. Pat, good morning. Donna from Newfoundland. Couple of more. Barbara from Kansas. Frances Marie, having her vitamin C. Love it. Madeleine, Kippawa. Len and Judy, Edmonton. And Larise from the Philippines. Mary, PEI. Deb from Timmins. Good morning. Wendy, London, Ontario. Lorna, Fort Washington, Maryland. Carrie, Nebraska. Karen, Sault Ste. Marie. We appreciate you guys more than you know. Margaret, sunny Lakeland. Maureen, Boca Raton. John, I missed you, John. I didn't mean to. Leela, good morning to you. Yeah, coffee helps, Brahim. It does. And Natalia. And Norman. Or Norma or Norman. I didn't see it. Sharon. 22 degrees. Where are you? Freezing like that. Lori Lee. Margie. Deb. Detroit, Michigan. Good morning. Good morning to everyone I missed, says Kevin. Cecilia, how are you? Carol from Newfoundland, 2 more. Rhonda, oh, that makes me want to sing too. Judy, I miss Judy. Elaine from Newfoundland. Okay, let me get to a couple of studies. Guess what? Sun, Steak, and Steel. Sun, Steak, and Steel. Have you got a copy of the book? Yeah. Sun, Steak, and Steel. See right at the top? What do we talk about all the time? Sun. Let me give you 2 new studies that just came out on vitamin D. The sun. The sun. Okay. 2 new studies. I'm telling you guys just about every day there's a study on vitamin D. Okay? My word. Incredible. Listen to this. For every 100 LUX, whatever that means. Okay, let me finish and then we'll figure it out. For every 100 LUX increase in daylight, okay, listen to what it says, in hospital rooms, it decreases the stay in the hospital by 7 days. Okay? The sun. You know, medicine is, when it comes to the sun, they're so backwards. It's the boogeyman, skin cancer. And again, remember yesterday I was talking about being born in the 1950s. And one of the, I don't know, would I call it an advantage to be been born in the 1950s? To some extent, especially when it comes to medical things, we have seen such an enormous change. Okay? And what I mean by that is, like, you know, I've been on the planet now for 71 years. And the good thing about getting old is you get a lot of history in medicine. And guys, I watched it happen when I was a teenager. And I call it the Johnson & Johnson effect. They made the sun the boogeyman. Sun gives you cancer. And sun is bad. Sun ages you. Sun kills you. And it's amazing to me, and I always thought it was bunk. It was amazing to me that nothing can live on this planet without the sun. Plants and whatever, right? We all need the sun. And the more we study the human body, the more we realize that every cell in your body has antennas, especially your immune system, looking for solar power. Okay? Now, I'm not so much for solar power when it comes, okay, to running your car, but it sure helps running your body. And when I read this study about hospitals, if they would just open the window, at least the drapes, and let the sun in. How many people in the hospital would never see the sun? I've talked to you about the Spanish flu. Remember? What did they do? The Spanish flu. They used to take people, and even with tuberculosis, they put them in the sun. They wheeled them out even in the winter with blankets when the sun was out. And people were smart. They realized the sun was very helpful to their immune system. And today we know that your T cells, your Navy SEALs of your immune system, don't work properly without the sun. Got the memo? Okay. And so, whatever this measurement is, somebody maybe, I didn't look it up, LUX. Okay? Whatever this measurement is, for every 100 increase in LUX, whatever that means, you had 7 less days of a person in the hospital. Okay? Now, it's not everything, but it's major. Don't wait for medicine to agree with us, because the narrative is the sun is bad. I watched one of my favorite broadcasters talk yesterday, about the dangers of the sun. and wear sunscreen and stuff like that. Folks, look, I hate to tell you, but it's just the opposite. Especially when it comes to melanoma. This is a proven fact. Melanoma is a very aggressive, or it can be a very aggressive cancer, skin cancer. And my friend, it happens to people who don't get the sun. Okay? It's just the way it is. That's a fact. And it's the opposite of what they're saying. But it's so difficult to change a narrative, isn't it? Okay, so that's one thing. Just sunlight. Not getting, they're in the hospital. How can they get exposed to vitamin D? They don't get vitamin D, but just the sunlight. What does that do, by the way? Just by being in a bright, sunny day, even on the inside of your home or hospital room, it increases your melatonin, which is a powerful antioxidant. Now, I don't like particularly a supplement of melatonin. Never found it to be all that effective, but the sun is sure effective. Hey, when it's sunny out, don't you feel better? How many people are already starting, here we are in November, they're starting the seasonal. Some people, they just don't do well. And especially as we get in those dark months, November, December, January, difficult months for a lot of people because they don't see the sun. Sun, steak, and steel, vitamin D. Okay, that was one study. Decreases hospitalization on an average of 7 days. Who knew? How about that? Okay, here's another one. Okay, this is even more significant. And when I say guys, I mean gals. This is for you, ladies. It's a new study on breast cancer and vitamin D. Okay, a new study on breast cancer and vitamin D. Listen to this. This study found that for every four numbers increase. 1, 2, 3, 4. For every 4 NGL-ml, okay, that is a number in the United States. That's how they measure vitamin D in the United States. In Canada, we use NMOL-L. Okay? I always say it fast. NMOL. Okay? We use a different measurement in Canada. And it's 2.5 times more than NGML. Okay? But listen to the study. For every 4 NGML increase in your dehydroxy-25. Big word, just your serum vitamin D levels. Ladies, listen. Linda, listen. For every increase in vitamin D. Okay, here's what they found. Just 4 NGML. So let's say 10 and a half of NMOL increase of vitamin D in your serum, your blood testing. Why do I want you to get your blood tested? Because vitamin D is so essential. And doctors, you don't have osteoporosis. What are you worried about vitamin D for? Because all they think of is vitamin D and bones. Man, it's hard to... Again, guys, I go back Go back 70 years. Go back into the 1950s when I was born. Why did they give vitamin D? Why did they give cod liver oil for vitamin D? Why did they give it? For rickets, for bones. But they didn't realize the importance of vitamin D. And even today, you have trouble convincing most physicians, not all, most physicians to check your serum vitamin D. Listen, Linda and Larry. It is so significant for your immune system. Breast cancer, this study was on breast cancer. It decreases for every 4 points, or 10.5, let's say. Okay? Okay? For every 4 points that your vitamin D goes up in your serum, it decreases your risk of breast cancer, ladies, by 12%. Do you think vitamin D is significant? And the war on vitamin D, it's in, I know there's a war in the Middle East. Okay? We get it. It's on the news every day. But there's a war on vitamin D. Brought to you by Big Pharma. They don't. Guys, look. Pharmaceuticals do wonderful things. Okay? So don't come after me. I'm not trying to paint a brush. Paint a wall with one stroke and saying, throw out all drugs. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what I know. There's a war on vitamin D. There's a war on it. It's been going on for a long time, but now it's really, really been accentuated. This war started during the virus because there was a lot of physicians talking about the importance of vitamin D in the immune system. I was one of them. True or false? I was one of them. Remember when they closed the beaches? I was screaming. The very thing that was the best tool in fighting a virus is vitamin D. It's the best tool in the toolbox. The sun. And anyone that was listening, I was so frustrated. I can't even put it into words. I just couldn't. I said, are you guys kidding me? This is the worst thing we can do, is tell people not to go outside in the sun. Was I vilified? Yep. Was I told to shut up? Yep. The war on vitamin D. And I was saying back then, if we would just take vitamin D and everybody gets a shot of vitamin D, But I knew it wasn't going to happen. I knew it. It wasn't a narrative. Vitamin D to any, here's what they teach you in medical school. It's good for bones. That's it. Vitamin D is, you can become toxic. And they scare the living life out of people with toxicity of vitamin D. Yet, Where's the numbers? Where's the proof of the toxicity of vitamin D? Here's the studies. There used to be a vitamin D council. They did a lot of research on vitamin D. Here's what they found out about toxicity. Here's what they meant by toxicity. You could form a kidney stone if, not like you drop dead in the streets. You could form a kidney stone if you took 50,000 international units of vitamin D every day, 7 days a week for 6 months. This big cry that it's toxic. It's so toxic. Dr. Martin, it's toxic. No. And, come on. Listen to what they're saying. If you get your vitamin D levels up in the United States for every the addition of 4 ml, or 10 nmol in Canada, your risk of breast cancer goes down by 12%. Now listen, most people are extremely low in vitamin D. In the United States, the average is around 25, it's not even this high, but let's say 25 ngml. Guys, that's enough vitamin D for a mouse, not for you. In Canada, people are under 100. nmol. They're under. And they don't know it. Nobody told them. Oh, your vitamin D is normal if they take it. But they're only interested in your bones, not your immune system. And I'm telling you, and I put it in my new book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, the importance of vitamin D for your heart, for your brain, for your immune system, for cancer, for IBS, everything you can think of, from your head to your toes. You are a human solar panel. You need vitamin D. Remember what I said about Linus Pauling? I've been around so long. Linus Pauling won, a Nobel Prize in medicine. And he deserved it, by the way. You have to remember, again, long history. I remember in the 1970s, studying Linus Pauling, work on vitamin C. And he did a lot of work on vitamin C in the immune system. Ascorbic acid, the immune system, and he won a Nobel Prize because of it, And people were taking vitamin C because of, mostly because of Linus Pauling, And I can tell you that the juice people, Tropicana, said, well, you see, there's vitamin C in orange juice. And I was screaming. Blue murder. Why was I screaming? It's not that I didn't like vitamin C. It was because Linus Pauling missed by one letter in the alphabet. He put his emphasis on vitamin C. I'm not against that. But what he was saying about vitamin C is nothing compared to vitamin D. The superstar is vitamin D, not C. And by the way, the best vitamin C is coffee. Okay? Have I told you that before? That I like coffee? I never did that? Yeah, well, there's a chapter in my book on coffee. The real vitamin C. Okay? Much more complex. Okay? Much more complex than ascorbic acid. Much better for you. And I'm not against ascorbic acid. Okay? I'm not. I'm just telling you, you know me, you know how I do things. There's good, better, best. Okay? Good. Vitamin C is good. Okay? I got no problem. It's good. What's the best? Vitamin D. The sun. Got the memo? You got it? Because if people would understand the significance of what vitamin D does inside the body, especially for the immune system, cancer hates the sun, and cancer hates steak too. Cancer hates coffee. But the number one thing that cancer hates is vitamin D. And that's a fact. And study after study after study tells us exactly that, guys. Okay? Got the memo? Got it? Yeah. Decreases hospital stays by 7 days. If they would only bring the sun in the hospital. And guys, if they can't see the sun, they need to supplement with vitamin D. Okay? Ask your doctor. You get into the hospital and they want you to stop the supplements. Like, guys, there's nothing, there's a lot of things that give me migraines. That's one of them. When they tell people, well, you know what, it may interact with your the medications I'm giving you. They don't know that, and they don't know a thing about it. No, they don't. But, just in case, we better make sure they don't interact, And here's people in the hospital, and if they would just give them vitamin D, if they would just give them B12, they would get better. It would help. And they're showing with cancer. Do you think you can go to an oncologist today and ask them, what do you think about vitamin D? They'll look at you not like you have two heads, like you got three. What are you talking about? Because they don't understand the significance of vitamin D. If they did, they would give it to every patient. And I'm telling you, there is a conspiracy, a war to stop that from ever happening. Big Pharma, and it's happening in Canada, they are trying to stop you and me from taking vitamin D. And the only way you'll be able to get it, if the government has their way, is for you to get a prescription for it. Can you imagine? You need a prescription to take vitamin D? You understand? Who puts all the money into Health Canada? Who puts all the money into FDA? Pharmaceuticals do. And they expect return on their investment. And so they poo-poo the idea of vitamin D. What do you need that for? And don't get in the sun. It'll give you skin cancer. and you'll wrinkle up and look like a prune. It's the opposite. Ooh. No, really, there's sometimes, guys, and I ain't joking, I just get really upset because when I read this study on vitamin D, especially with breast cancer, and here we are today in 2023, late 2023, and here we are today, and something that would be so helpful is right in front of us. It's inexpensive, and they won't even mention it. They'll keep it away from you if they can. And people buy it because they don't know. They don't know the narrative. They don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what really gets my blood boiling. I've watched it happen for the last 50 years. And they're just getting worse. They're hiding it. They don't want people to get in the sun or get sunlight or vitamin D. It's crazy. So you share it. This is why I do it. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, guys. Why am I doing it? You know, and I know. And share it. If any of your family, anyone, any loved ones, any friends, any whatever have cancer, and I'm not telling them not to do chemo, I'm not telling them not to do radiation, I'm not telling them that. What I'm telling them is they better get their levels of vitamin D up. And for every 4 points it goes up in the United States and every 10 in Canada, their risk and even treatment of cancer. Everybody should be on vitamin D. Everybody. Yeah, preferably in the sun. But good luck with that. In the winter months. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Are you having fun yet? Okay. What's Friday? Question and answer. So you can ask questions. You got any questions about vitamin D? Ask. Okay? Ask. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you. Okay? That's all biblical, by the way. Okay? Okay, guys. Have I told you lately that I love you? Okay? Not since yesterday? Okay, I do. Say it every day. We love our audience. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon.